Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Pearson Podcast, episode 42. Right off the bat, so sorry I missed last week. I have a lot of things in the works, a lot of very big things that if you're following the channel, then you are going to be able to see in the very soon future. And some stuff just in my personal life that has been getting me down a little mentally. But that's besides the point, you know what I mean? So, Pearson Podcast Clips is coming soon, ladies and gentlemen. How many times have I said that? At least twice. But it really is coming soon, and I'm excited for it. And I know I've said this before, but the reason why I procrastinate these things is I know, like, as soon as Pearson Podcast Clips uploads its first video, because it's already a thing, you might be able to find it. But as soon as I completely lost what I was talking about. And that's kind of what I'm talking about with the mental state I'm in right now. You guys know me if you're, a follower of the channel or a listener of the podcast. My brain hops around and, frog on a lily pad. But recently it's just been like, I don't know. I'm so distracted, basically. But I've got it under control. Yeah. And it will be taken care of soon. Let's pray, am I right? But yeah. So yeah, that's just what's going on. And yeah, eventually I will talk about these things. As GSP says, George St. Pierre, eventually I will talk about these things, but they're too real still in the moment to talk about and in my life, so I will talk about them and these things eventually, but the story needs to be told first. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Pearson Podcast Clips coming soon. I think that's what I was talking about that I forgot. Is when I start something, I don't stop kind of thing. Like, it's very, I don't want to start something and then immediately realize I'm not prepared enough. So that's kind of why Pearson Podcast Clips hasn't started. But mark my words, in less than 3 weeks, Pearson Podcast will be pumping out clips like a factory. Clip. You're going to have so many clips you won't even know what to do with them. So, I wrote, I write down every time when I do a podcast, like, podcast 42 notes, just some stuff that I want to talk about. And I wrote down secret new channel that will be announced soon. So I'm deciding in my head, thinking whether I should disclose what the channel will be, because it's nothing that exciting. Honestly, it's honestly just a hobby/revenue thing. That you guys, if I never announced it, you would never know. But I want to share it because this podcast is about me and my life, and this thing might be in my life. So I'll just say it because I'm still working it out in my head, and I feel like a lot of the time when I say these things out loud in the podcast, that gets my brain going. So the new podcast or new channel, YouTube channel, is, well, one, I don't even have a name for one, but it's going to be I'm sure if you guys are avid users of YouTube, you've seen those 10-hour long videos of nature sounds, rain sounds, sounds to sleep to, blah blah blah, ambient noise kind of things. Um, I'm gonna make a channel like that, and apparently you can make some crazy money um, by having that stuff. So probably upload there once a week. I'm thinking, because it's like, yeah, I a lot of people would say you don't need to have a schedule, but and I know that I don't need one, but it really helps me stay on track. Like, like this podcast, for instance. Sometimes I'm like, shoot, I want to upload 3 podcasts in 1 week. You know what I mean? I'm just so excited to do it. And some weeks it's like this, where it's just like, I've got so much going on. Plus, I'm not in the best mind state. So it's better to keep it like, okay, Monday, and then just helps me, personally. But yeah, that has me excited because it wouldn't be that taxing. I think the biggest thing that would be taxing, I guess, would be just rendering out that 10-hour long video. I'd have to always do it. Oh, sorry if you can hear this right now. Sorry. I don't know. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, forgot what I was saying for a second. But the 10-hour video, it would just have to render that out, and I don't think it probably would just take a decent amount of time, I would imagine. But so here's my thinking. Do I want to disclose this? Because it's kind of like a secret ingredient type thing. You know what I mean? Well, there's a couple of secret ingredients, but one's not going to be secret, so there's only one secret ingredient. So one ingredient that is good, not secret, is I'm going to, a lot of people have a shot of a creek and a forest and blah blah blah, and the sounds of birds and whatever, or whatever landscape you want, desert, forest, snow, whatever. I am going to 3D render out like cool scenes and have sound to it. So it's almost like it sounds from a different world type thing. And then the title is Step Into. Well, what would be a good title? Because it's almost like it'd be cool to have it be like a role play each time. Like, be a homeless man in 2258. And like the view is like a cardboard box, has like Amazon logos all over it, and it's like you're looking outside the cardboard box, and there's rain and like spaceships and stuff and going on, like something along those lines. Yeah, but yeah, I'm excited about that. It's kind of like one of those things. Another one of those things that I did, that's on kind of the same brainwave of this channel, is stock photography and stock videography. I did that for a little bit. It just I made I made literally one sale, and I'd made one sale off of my stock videography ever. And I think I have like 150 clips up. So it's okay, and I get like $30 per sale. So it's like, I know that, and I get it. Oh, sorry, hold on a sec. Microphone thing popped out. I do not have good microphone etiquette. I apologize. So see, that's the thing. If I go off to a different subject, it instantly just like blows away in the dust. Um, There's things that I want to talk about too. Jeez, that's what I'm talking about. I'm so distracted. Um, uh, Sorry, I just really want to think about. I know maybe it has to do with the new channel. But whatever. I'm excited about that. Oh, stock photography, stock videography. I'm going on to it. Okay, so I found my way back. I knew that eventually, I knew that the way that stock videography and photography would be, um, like, what's the word? Ludicrous? Not ludicrous. Jesus. Where you can actually get a decent amount of money, where it's actually worth it, is when you have like thousands and thousands of clips uploaded. Once you do that, then that's great. See, I don't want this new channel of mine to turn into something like that, though. Where like I do it for like a few months and then kind of. But you know what I just realized is, what all the pros and people that have made it say is like, try and just get failing out of the way or whatever, you know what I mean? So a lot of the time when I'm, being this overprotective, like not uploading Pearson podcast clips because I don't want to stop, or not doing this channel because I don't want to stop immediately or something, it's just like I'm postponing the inevitable almost, and if I don't like that path, then I'm wasting my own time because I haven't, it's kind of like it goes back to school almost, high school. Like, you spend all your time learning about baloney, and then you graduate, and you don't know anything about the thing that you actually wanted to do as a career in the future. And that career that you want to do in the future, now you realize, shoot, that's not even what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a interesting situation. I apologize. This podcast is not going to be long. I'm just so jumbled. But I do never want to miss a Monday again. I really don't. But I had to miss that one. It was yeah, I just had to have. And I'll probably miss another one. That's just how it goes. But I'll try my hardest. You know what I'm saying? You can bet the bottom dollar on that. All right, so video game fans, instantly 90% of people clicked off right then. But the new Call of Duty got released, and no, I'm not talking about the new Call of Duty that we haven't even got, that's releasing in a couple months. I'm talking about the new Call of Duty after this new Call of Duty. Isn't that freaking crazy? That has never happened. And I suppose it's not 100% confirmed, but I'm pretty sure it's nearly 100%. But then again, they may change the name now that they know it was leaked, but I don't think so. Once you hear the name, Modern Warfare 2, that's what the name is. So there's a lot of thoughts that come to my mind when I hear this, when I hear they're gonna name it this. So let me readjust. So one thing is, okay, Modern Warfare. They're sticking with Modern Warfare. That's great. Another thing is they're doing the thing that they did. So Call of Duty 4 is technically called Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and the Call of Duty before Cold War, which Cold War was the current Call of Duty. The one before Cold War was Modern Warfare. You know what I mean? So they already copied the names. So, and then after the COD 4, Modern Warfare, and Modern Warfare 2. Now we're back on Modern Warfare 2. Okay? Sorry, my friend messaged me. So Modern Warfare 2. That does not mean that it's going to be a Modern Warfare 2 remastered. It actually probably means that it's not going to, because they already did Modern Warfare 2 remastered. But I could make a whole podcast dedicated on how stupid that was, because they only remastered the campaign, and literally that game changed multiplayer Call of Duty, and they're like, I'll do the campaign, the single player. I'm like, whatever. What are you gonna do? All right. So Modern Warfare 2, I'm excited for it. It's weird. I'm interested in any Call of Duty that doesn't have skill-based matchmaking. Boom, done. Next topic. All right. So puppet combos. If you're not familiar, which 99.999% of the world isn't, and I wasn't until very recently. Puppet Combo, I believe, is a production company / style of game, where it basically is horror video games made present day today, but it looks like you can change different graphic settings, like 1995, 1999 VHS, where it's like PS2, PS1 / PlayStation 1 graphics, where it's like really pixeled and hard to see, and it's actually really cool because what you need to do to get people immersed is either go one or the other way. Go full realism, and I'm thinking video games when I'm speaking right now, full realism, or heavily stylized. Because if you do something in the middle, kind of like Polar Express type thing, 3D animation where they look like weird, then you're gonna fall into some weird stuff. In this horror genre of games, I actually think that I don't know, I'm not sure what's more scary, more hyper, like if it was like crazy realism but the same stuff, or how it is, like really low quality and pixelated. I don't know. They both have their differences, I tend to lean towards realism, just in stylization, I guess. Stylized preference, but it's like there's something about not being able to see very well, you know what I mean? Like, are those eyes, or is that something right there? And then if there was super realistic, it'd be very clear to see, like, oh, that's a bush or reflection or whatever. But yeah, the reason why I bring it up, let me stretch my arm real quick, please. Please allow me to stretch my arm. So the reason why I bring that up is Spence, my little brother, little Skizzy, he's been into puppet combos for a while. He likes puppet combos, and we recorded some videos playing a couple of the games, and honestly, I don't even know if I'm gonna upload them, but I might. Basically, that's why I mentioned it. But then I thought about it. I'm like, I don't even know if I'm gonna upload them, because it's gonna take a lot of editing, and I've got so much to do. By the way, next podcast, if you're a true fan, you'll be listening to this point. Next podcast is gonna be my birthday. Okay, November 1st. It's going to be exactly on my birthday. Isn't that fun? I think it's pretty fun. I'm turning 2-5, the big quarter. A quarter? As Gucci Mane would say. But yeah, I'll be doing the podcast on my birthday. I'm very excited about that. So, the puppet combo is actually is a cool thing because it's I think it's made by mainly one guy, and then he's got a decent, probably, I don't know, 25 people or so that can help him on if he needs it, but it's mainly him, and he just has this Patreon, and if you subscribe $10 Patreon, you can download every single game he's ever made. So that's super nice of him. It's basically $10 for every game he's ever made. Of course, to keep the, to download the new games, you have to keep the Patreon going. But yeah, super cool. So yeah, you can, maybe look out for that. Who knows? So yeah, I mean, of course, I wrote down notes, but like they're paragraphs. I have to say here, and like, I don't know. I think. Okay, so I'll just read this note. I don't know. Honestly, I need to think better about my notes for podcasts, because I literally just write like a paragraph and expect me to. Basically, what I write is life being so busy, and the day going by, and me realizing it's Monday, and me having it prepared, and everything. And this is talking about last Monday, why I didn't upload it. Me and everything, but something comes up, and then I remember it's like 8 at night, and honestly should have just done it, but I don't want to put too much pressure on myself at this stage where the podcast is. And when there is, I'm just going to freaking just read out these paragraphs, because apparently I was feeling paragraphy. And then another paragraph is, when there's so many things to do, I just feel piled on. Okay. So, yes, I do feel piled on, because there's just so much to do. But if anybody is listening in my life and they're like, whoa, if, I don't want to ask them to do stuff or whatever, it's not that, it's me. If I was, just sitting back, like, being a regular person, going to a 9 to 5 and, like, doing whatever, that would be the, well, I don't want to say easiest life ever, but yeah, I apologize for saying that. It's definitely not an easy life. But if, say to be your absolute dream in life is to become a McDonald's manager, and you become a McDonald's manager at, 28, 30, like, what else is there to accomplish? Like, you've done it. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. So I may upload the new no, I'm gonna save the new thumbnails. Basically, I have a new style of thumbnail that I'm gonna try out. It's somewhat like the PKA one. Painkiller Already is another podcast that I like, if you guys are wondering, but somewhat like theirs, but it'll be on my birthday one for sure. Oh yeah, and then this one is about seltzer water and soda. I write, to me, soda isn't needed because seltzer is so good. When you've gotten used to the lack of sugar, it tastes as sweet or sweeter than a regular soda. I mean, I'm saying in, like, a mocking voice, but it's true. It really is. Like, try, if you're addicted to sugar or even sweeteners, just, like, go off of, like, some good brands of seltzer water is Polar, Soleil. I think it's like we got a new one. It's like Waterloo or something. Bubbly's good. I would stick to those though, cause like LaCroix is hit or miss. Some people like LaCroix, some people don't. I personally don't. Tastes kind of like those colored marshmallows, which sometimes can be good. If they're in marshmallow form. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, try seltzers. Like, they are so good. And 0 calories. There's nothing in it. It's just water and carbonation and, like, naturally sweetened. I don't know what that means, but yeah. 0 anything. Need it. Sorry, I'm reading this thing real quick. Okay. God. I'm like, at the end, this is what I write to, like, motivate myself. I'm like, quotes, needing to really kick this train into gear and shovel some coal in and hammer away. That's how I'm feeling, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna be hammering soon. I really am. This train, like right now, this train is, what is this train doing? I mean, it's chugging, but it's kind of like you don't know if it's gonna stop or continue going or what. It's just like, and you're like, oh, it's one of these trains, you know, God. And you're gonna be sitting at the light forever. But come a couple weeks, when Swaggy P shovels in some coal to this train, you know, it's gonna be Captain Riley at the front. You know what I mean? Sounds like a boat or something. What's a train horn? Like, I don't think anybody can emulate a train horn with their mouth. I think it's impossible, but Captain Riley is coming soon to theaters near you, but the day's just little. I can say next podcast is going to be my birthday podcast. I'm going to try and do something special for that. And then the podcast after that is going to be part 3 with my grandpa. So yeah, enjoyers of that series will like that. I think it's going to be the best episode. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it for now. I think a good 29, or I'll see if I can go for 30 minutes even, but then again, it's not going to be 30 minutes because I actually started in the beginning and I, like, instantly messed up my words. I'm like, should I keep going? I'm like, yeah, I'll keep going, and then I, like, lost my train of thought, like, instantly. I'm like, if this is going to be the first podcast people listen to mine, people are going to be like, this guy, like, has his brain leaking out of his ears or something, which you guys probably already think, because it's probably true. Well, nonetheless, hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Hope you guys got something out of it. I truly do. And if you're interested in following, then... Oh, I'm sorry. I zoned out for a second, but because I thought of something else that I could have mentioned, but I'll save it. Big things coming to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is literally, like, if you're looking at a stock graph, you know, I am at the far left. And there's, like, nothing. You have to zoom in so far to see. But eventually, it's going to start bumping. Maybe. Or I will stay like this forever. Alright. If you enjoyed, then thank you. And you're welcome. And see you every single Ding Dong Monday. Peace.